Happy iPhone 17 pre-order day. And man, this process was by far the smoothest I've ever seen from Apple. Last year we had some minor hiccups, but this year was smooth sailing. Anyways, you guys know the deal. This video is an annual tradition here on the channel where I talk about what I pre-ordered and why. So before we discuss the colors I chose, the storage configurations I chose, which ones I'm actually going to keep, and of course the grand total, let's rewind back to this morning. Good morning. It is 7:59 a.m. I woke up literally 10 minutes before pre-orders. So this is a late start for me. We got pre-orders in about 10 minutes, but last year, if you remember, the website didn't even update, didn't even go live until like 8:10 a.m. So we might have some time. I'll show you my setup here. So we have 3 devices, just like last year. We have our MacBook, we have our iPad, and then we have our iPhone here. We're gonna try to see which one can get in first and which one allows me to successfully order these iPhones. And honestly, this year, I expect demand to be higher than the past couple of years. Like every iPhone is compelling. I'm making sure that these aren't going up live yet, just turned 8 o'clock. So I'm expecting pretty strong demand, and I'm expecting the iPhone Air especially to drop to October pretty quickly. So we'll see. I think the orange is going to be the most popular as well. That'll probably be the one that slips first for the pros. Man, I didn't even get a chance to eat my breakfast yet. So whatever, we're waiting here. So we're trying to see which one is going to be first to get in. Okay, thankfully I got up before 8 a.m., but I may not have even needed to because it's 8:03 and we're still not in on any device. As you can see, it says, we love that early energy. They all say something different. Excited, so are we. We love that early energy. And it says that we'll see you at 5 a.m. Pacific, but we're not seeing anything yet. All right, so last year we spent $13,000. Let's see if we're gonna spend more than that this year. I feel like we are because the iPhone Air is more expensive. And of course the iPhones are a little bit more expensive as well because the 256 gigs on the Pro. Oh, the iPad got in first. So the iPad got in before the Mac and before the iPhone. So if you guessed iPad, you are right. Okay, so thankfully we have pre-order. So I set all these up already so you can go ahead and start pre-ordering. I'm actually gonna start down here at the Pro Max in Cosmic Orange because I feel like that's gonna be one that sells out the quickest. Man, this is so smooth this year. This is crazy how smooth it is. So we just go here, go back to our devices that we have pre-saved, and man, this is so simple. I feel like this is the smoothest it's been yet. And we still have September 19th as the pickup date. So we're not getting any slippage in the dates for delivery either. Still September 19th for the silver iPhone 17 Pro. So as you saw, I did have to wait until about 8:08, 8:09, somewhere around there, pretty much the same time as last year. So it's about 10 minutes after the, time that Apple tells you you can pre-order. And once again, just like the past few years, I had to order everything individually. So you can like pre-order the day before. I did that, but you have to go in and manually check out with each individual item, which is pretty time consuming and pretty annoying, but I guess that helps with not, letting somebody buy a ton of iPhones at once. Like me. And thankfully, I did not have a single issue during this process. So if you guys remember last year, there was a payment issue where you had to put in the last 4 digits of your credit card. And there were a lot of issues people had with billing last year. But this year, there were a few people on Twitter who pointed out they did have some issues with the pre-order process in general. Some people in Germany, some people in the US. But overall, I had 0 issues at all on my iPad. Not even one error message, nothing. And that's pretty impressive given the fact that I think this year, there's probably going to be more demand. There's probably more demand than what we saw last year, really the past 2 years for iPhone pre-orders. Of course, we'll have to wait for the numbers to come out, but I have a feeling that this year was the most popular over the past couple of years. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the iPhone Air. So the very first one I ordered was the light gold 256 gig version. So I think this is my favorite color for the Air model. It just looks so luxurious, and those shiny borders with that titanium, it just looks so good, especially when it's so thin like the Air is. I did also order the tan bumper case to match with it, along with the MagSafe battery pack that goes on the back to get you some extra juice, which, I said this in my video before, but I don't think the Air is going to get that bad of battery life like people are expecting, but I still wanted to try out this new accessory from Apple. But you are paying a pretty penny, $100 for a MagSafe battery pack on the back. That's pretty expensive, but it's the Apple tax. Anyways, this will most likely be my main testing device for the iPhone Air this year, unless I like some of the other colors better. So let's move on to that because I did also order the sky blue 256 gig version of the iPhone Air. And in my opinion, I think this will probably be the hottest color for the iPhone Air. My favorite's the gold, but I think the sky blue will sell the best. But I'm personally kind of over blue phones at this point. Like there's a blue phone every single year like clockwork, and it looks pretty similar to the previous year. So that's why I did not go with the sky blue this time around, but I'll probably be deciding between the sky blue and the gold. I did also order the cloud white version of the iPhone Air, which is mega clean. This is like the cleanest iPhone in a while because it does have those shiny borders and of course titanium, and it is white. My main phone has been white for the past year, the iPhone 16 Pro, but even this has some, it's not super shiny on the sides. It's more of like a silver. I think that the white version of the iPhone Air is going to look super, super clean. So probably not one I'm going to keep, but it is one that looks good. And then of course I did finish this off with the space black version of the iPhone Air. So there's no black on the Pros this year. So, if you were kind of deciding between the Air and the Pro Max, obviously there's a big difference between the two, but if somebody really likes black, they might go for the iPhone Air because it has this space black color, which looks, again, very amazing with the shiny borders and that thin profile. So those are the iPhone Airs I ordered. Now let's move on to the iPhone 17, which also starts at 256 gigs of storage, and we get that same $799 price tag as the base 16 from last year, and we have that ProMotion display. So I think this year the base model is going to do really well, but I started off with my personal favorite color, and also what I think will be the hottest color for the iPhone 17, Sage. And this was instantly my favorite color for the base model iPhone 17 because it just looks so different. We haven't really seen an iPhone color look like this. So we did have the teal last year. I think this looks a good bit different than that, and it's also much different from the green 15 and the green 12. It's more of a neutral shade. It's not really as bright and maybe as feminine to some as we've seen the greens in the past. So I'm really looking forward to this Sage color. Anyways, I did also pick up the iPhone 17 in Mist Blue. So this has a chance at being the best color also. So, like I said earlier, I'm pretty tired of blue phones at this point, but I would not be surprised to see Mist Blue or Sage be the top selling color for the base model iPhone 17. I think it looks great. I'm just burnt out on blue, but this is a device I will be getting, of course, to unbox and show you all the colors here on the channel, but I plan on keeping the Sage one, unless this one really surprises me in person. And I'm glad that Apple went with a more subdued version of blue after giving us ultramarine last year, which was like the most punchy, most saturated blue that Apple has ever done. Anyways, we did also pick up the lavender iPhone 17 base model, 256 gigs. I think this is going to be a hot color for women. Of course, some men will buy this as well, but for women, I think this is going to be the color to get for the base model. It looks great. And then of course, we did also get the white iPhone 17 base model, 256, and the black 256 gig base model. So white always looks good. I'm always a big fan of white, but with the base model, obviously I like the more colorful options. And then for black, again, since we don't have a black for the Pros, a lot of people are going to find that the iPhone 17 in black may fill that void that they have for a black phone, either that or the Air. Really, both colors are safe and they're going to look good with any accessories that you put on the phone or around the phone. So black and white, always a staple in the iPhone lineup. So now let's get into the ones that you're probably waiting for, the iPhone 17 Pros. So starting off strong with the iPhone 17 Pro, I got this in silver, 512 gigabytes. So if you guys have paid attention to my channel for the past 2 years, I've stuck with a light version, a light color for my main device the past 2 years. So I had white last year, or I guess this year, and then the year before I had natural. So I've been on a light train lately, and I think that's going to continue this year, which is why I got 512 gig instead of the 256 base storage. I think that the silver looks amazing for the iPhone 17 series. So I did get this in the Pro model because for the past year I've been using the Pro over the Pro Max. I just prefer the size and the feel on the hands. That could change this year. We'll see. I'll tell you what that might be, switching up with here in a moment, but I did get silver with the 17 Pro, and I just think it looks so good with cases and accessories. And I think that's exactly why I'm kind of on the fence if I want silver or the next one that I ordered, which is the iPhone 17 Pro Max in Cosmic Orange. And I got this in 512 gigabytes as well. So this is the new big color. This is the main marketing color for Apple, is this Cosmic Orange. It's really the first time we've ever seen a color like this on any iPhone, base model or not. Like we've had an orange way back in the day, but it did not look like this. This looks amazing. And I think that Cosmic Orange will undoubtedly be the best selling color out of any of the colors of any of the iPhones this year. I just think it's so punchy, it's so out there, it's so anticipated at this point. I mean, we've been wanting an orange iPhone, I think for at least the past 5 years. It's been rumored and everybody's been getting so hyped for it, and now we finally have it. And it honestly looks even better than I expected. Thanks to the aluminum on the back instead of titanium, you can actually see the saturation. It's really just a pure orange. But the only worry that I have with the Cosmic Orange color is how it's going to look with accessories. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the memes out there of how it looks like, you know, Halo and some of these other memes when you put it with a green case. It's pretty funny, but that's like the reality. Like, it just looks kind of awkward with cases unless you have like a white or a black case. So that's really my only concern, is how it's actually going to fare with these accessories and with these cases, because I'm not really a big fan of clear cases. But then again, I also don't wear a case super often, really only when I travel. So that's why I might like the orange better than I think. We'll have to wait and see. I'm also not sure if I'm going to get tired of staring down at a bright orange phone or not. So that is something we'll have to kind of live with for a couple of weeks before I can make a decision. And honestly, if I like the orange better than the silver, I might just have to go back and return my silver iPhone 17 Pro for the Cosmic Orange 17 Pro, if I end up using the Pro over the Pro Max, which again, stay tuned for all the videos because there's a lot to be determined. And then I had to finish this off with the 17 Pro Max in deep blue, 256 gigs. So this is the only base model I got for the Pros this year because it's the only one that I know I'm not going to use as my main device. So this is most likely going to be either one that I just return or one that I use for beta testing here on the channel. And honestly, a lot of people are getting mad that there was no black Pro iPhone this year, but I'm pretty sure that this deep blue is going to look pretty black in low light conditions. If you're in the shade, if it's at night, I'm pretty sure this is going to look very black instead of a deep blue. And then as far as the Apple Watches, I did go ahead and get the Apple Watch Series 11 in both 42 and 46 millimeter. So the first one was 42 millimeter in jet black aluminum. So I did have jet black aluminum for the Series 10. It was by far my favorite. It's probably still my favorite, but I got this on the 42 because the 46 is going to be my main one. And I wanted to get, you know, a different color than last year. But anyway, I did get the black sport band for black on black with that 42 millimeter. And then I did also get the 46 millimeter in space gray. And I got this with the Anchor Blue Sport Loop. Then I did also move on to the Apple Watch Ultra 3, and I got that in black once again. So we did see the Ultra 2 come out in black. I love it. I think this is by far the better color for the Apple Watch Ultra. It just looks so sleek and so sophisticated. I love it. So I did get this with the light blue Alpine loop. So that's a little bit of a change for me. I do usually like this Milanese loop. I'm hoping I could just take this off and use it on that if I'm not a fan of this new band that I got. But I thought it looked pretty cool. Blue on black always looks good. And then of course I did also get the AirPods Pro 3. So I'm really curious to see how the AirPods Pro 3 compares to the AirPods Pro 2. Aside from all the health benefits, I'm really curious to see how the ANC is, how the transparency mode is, and just how the overall sound is compared to the AirPods Pro 2, along with the fitment. The fitment looks a good bit different than what we've seen in the past, so it may be good if you had trouble fitting the old AirPods in your ears and keeping them in your ears. Anyways, like always, I did get all of these phones fully unlocked, and I did pay for all of them in full, and I will be picking them up at the Apple Store. I do sometimes like to get the phones and everything delivered, but you could run into some issues, with that, with delays and somebody stealing it off your porch, things like that, and I can't take any risks. So that's why I go and pick them up at the Apple Store, and typically that's how you can get in and out, get the phones in your hands the quickest. Also, there were a lot of carrier deals this year around, but just be careful of those. I've seen some people talking about a T-Mobile deal, and there's another deal out there, but just make sure you read the fine print on those carrier deals. A lot of times it's just better to buy straight from Apple, but sometimes there are some pretty good carrier deals that are actually good deals. Just pay attention to that small text though. Anyways, now for the part that you were all waiting for, the grand total. My grand total for my iPhone 17 pre-order experience is $14,323.48. That is a new record. So please, I'm begging you, watch all of my iPhone 17 videos, please. I'm gonna be eating ham sandwiches for dinner and for lunch for the next 2 or 3 months so I can recoup. But in all seriousness, I buy these videos for you guys, to make videos for you guys and help you make informed purchasing decisions. So at the end of the day, in my book, it's worth it. Of course, I will make some of that money back from the videos as well. And of course, a lot of people always ask, do you actually keep all of these phones? And I answer this question every year, but I'll answer it once again here since it's on topic, yes, I usually keep at least one of every model. So I'll keep one iPhone 17, one Air, one Pro, and one Pro Max. So sometimes I keep two, it just depends. Sometimes I'll keep an extra Pro Max for beta testing. So usually I'll keep 4 or 5 of the iPhones every single year. And plus, keep in mind, I do have to do comparisons like later down the road. So I have to keep these phones forever. I can't trade them in because I need to always have these phones to be able to compare to previous phones, or to compare to the new phones, I should say. So there's always comparisons going on. So that's another reason why I have to keep these phones and I can't just return all of them. I can, but then I wouldn't be able to make the videos for you guys. So that is my iPhone 17 pre-order experience. A new record here in 2025. Maybe we'll blame inflation for that. I'm not sure. But if you guys pre-ordered the iPhone 17, let me know exactly which one you pre-ordered down in the comment section below. And of course, make sure you do stay tuned to the channel because I will have videos coming on all of these products in the very near future. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.